Hello, I am Nathan, and I am back quiet. Oh boy, you guys, I'm gonna tell you something. There is no such thing as a Catholic priest pedophile or Catholic pedophile. Um, in my mind, my interpretation, because I'm gonna bring all that home to you. There is no imam, imam pedophile. Okay, there is no um, Boy Scout leader pedophile. There is no Republican office holder pedophile. There is no Democrat office holder pedophile. There is only a pedophile. And I say that because so many of you guys get caught up in that identification bullshit. It's like what happened to me um, on a social media posting. I had made a posting and it was all factuals talking about racial discourse here in the United States and uh, dealt with a lot of slavery issues that are ongoing. And my brother um, immediately jumps in and starts bashing Muslims. They don't want to start a slavery. Now he has an infinity or hatred of Muslims, okay? No prejudice against it. I don't get caught up in religion that much that I'm a whole religion responsible for any damn thing. Okay? Because if I'm drowning out there in that damn ocean out there, I don't give a fuck what that man's religion is. I just wanted to help you get up out of that damn water, okay? You could get messed up with that shit. Now, understand, okay? My brother, he's one of them ones, he loved white women. Always have, okay? And so any attack on white folks, he's going to do whatever he can to derail that argument that you may have because he has to protect his love and admiration for one of them pale skin snow bunnies. You know, and my thing is, just shut the hell up because I'm going somewhere and I ain't got shit to do with what you talk about. You're derailing, trying to derail my point I'm making, and that pissed me off. But he's not the only person doing that. Now I love my brother. Now that's just what he does. Okay. He'll sit up there and while you trying to have an intellectual discussion about something that's very, very serious, instead of staying on point, want to go way back here in history. Man, don't nobody give a shit about that right now. What I'm dealing with right now, okay, we got young kids being murdered, taken out somewhere, and we'll never see them again. Okay, and they're doing some horrible things to them. We need to be on point. Not sitting up trying to go into some kind of history lesson. I ain't got time for that shit. I'm in fight mode. When I'm in fight mode, I ain't got no time to be sitting up here, uh, 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 um, trying to educate myself or educate my brethren that's standing with me to fight. We there to fight, and it happened to me many times in my life. Okay, but one notably time, never forget. It was back in the '90s. Um, I ran across a friend of mine, a white guy. We grew up together, but we didn't go to school together. Okay, he went to a school called St. Peter's Catholic High School. You know, outstanding basketball team, and of course, he played on a basketball team. Was selected and went to some famous college, played. And, you know, he had a good life. You know, I thought, and we met up. It was in Dayton, Ohio. I met him. because I worked with a lady, and she told me, she said, um, I have a cousin that was raised in your hometown. You guys same age. I wonder if you guys know each other. And I told her, and she said, well, he'll be here for 4th of July. And so I was excited to go to her house and meet my friend. And she had told him that I was living there and dating and everything. So he's excited too. And we meet, and he told me about his life when we were growing up in high school, and that while he was at that Catholic school, and I mean, his parents diehard Catholics, he was, started off, I guess, altar boy, that kind of thing. And he confessed to me that he had been molested throughout. And all he did he was there for a whole week. All he did when we talked was talked about those damn priests, and Catholic priests and this and that. And he was obsessed with it because, see, he had claims, and I don't know about diocese and all that stuff and location, but he was working in Boston, Massachusetts. And he was handling a lot of cases, and he's trying to expose these guys. And he just was so fired up and just so full of venom and hatred against the Catholic church and priesthood, and all he seen was um, relating Catholicism with child injury. And I would tell him, man, it's bigger than that. They're hurting children in other areas, and like the Boy Scouts and this and that. And I'm trying to and he was center focused just on the Catholic Church. That's what I mean when I say it's very hard to fight what's happening in our society right now with children, okay? Because people are wanting a label, okay? Like they wanted to bring that into the arena, political arena. Talking about, Joe Biden. Well, he is a sicko. Anybody who's taking showers with his daughter, and that's what he did. She said it, it's in her book. Okay, he's a civil, but so is Trump. So if you're going to be an advocate for children, sexually abused children, then you expose all of them, all of it. You don't, because what'll happen is you will you will be more of an ally for pedophiles than you are a champion for children. By that, I tell you, I'm watching Ellen DeGeneres. Never watch Ellen DeGeneres. I never watched her on her show. And she's got actress on there telling her about how they take the foreskin of little baby boys, and they consume it. And they also use it as aging gels. Now, and these occults, they one of the things that they do is they kill kids, but they don't do it just go and just shoot the kid. They get the kid in the highest fear mode they can get them in, and then they take them out. Because then when they extract the blood from their body, it's so full of the drug adrenaline. And that adrenaline is what they say is youth activation or whatever. Um, and that's not a conspiracy theory, people. These are people who admit to doing this stuff. And they say, well, why the foreskin of the little boys? And they go to Korea because Korea allows it. And that's where it's manufactured, this gel that they turn it into. um, because it's the taking of flesh. Um, when the baby's adrenaline is so high at its highest peak, because they don't use any kind of pain medication or shots or whatever prior to the circumcision. The circumcision is done, okay, and the baby is screaming and crying and just in a mess psychologically. And that's when all this adrenaline is released into the bloodstream. And so, therefore, that blood from that baby is what's valuable to them. Now, there's no rabbit hole to go down for this, okay? Because when you Google on YouTube, you'll see Steve Harvey on his show talking to a woman, and the woman putting the cream on his hand, talking to him and telling him, yes, Oprah uses this all the time. Talking about Oprah name dropping. Oprah sponsors this uh, agent, okay, to be used on the skin. And during the process, he's getting this woman rubbing this stuff on his hand and talking to him. And she turns around and tells him, he said, well, what is this? And she tells him, she says, the foreskin of baby boys. And he jerked back and looked at her crazy like, and she, well, Oprah does this all the time. Yes, this is very popular. And y'all, oh, there was a fear that came on him. And when you see the video, you're going to Google it because you're going to say, oh, you lying. No, I ain't. Okay. And that's why out there in Hawaii, they still got over 200 some kids missing after that fire. That wasn't a normal fire. Okay. Because anything that had a blue roof or anything that was blue did not get burnt or affected in any way. That means that it was a targeted incinerary, which is a space laser. And I've talked about that before. Yeah, they intentionally started that fire and they needed them children. And Oprah, that's her land. Okay. The fire didn't hurt her land, it hurt the people that she wanted out so that she could end up buying their land. Okay. Oh, yeah. That woman's been sicking into that shit all the time. That's why I say, you be careful. If you're going to be an advocate for children, you cannot see professions or religious groups as people who harm children. You have to see everybody because when you put it in a bottle, you miss a whole bunch of them out there. Okay. If you really want to put a stop to this type of stuff, okay, you need to buckle up because that's a hell of a fight. You're fighting some very demonic sources. These people, they're not in this for a game. Okay. This is their livelihood. They want to live forever. And they're going to do everything they can. That's why they enjoy the fact that most of you guys don't even give a shit when they have all these kids missing. I posted my 411. It's only been shared 3 times. I got nearly 5,000 people on my friends list on Facebook. That thing's only been shared 3 times. That's why I say, boy, these motherfuckers can do whatever they want. They had it's on social media, a video, experiment. They show a little black boy. He's 5 years old. No ifs and buts about it. And he's walking, and they would have him walk down this sidewalk, busy sidewalk, white people, walking, adults walking, and they show this white man come up behind him, scoop him up, and run down the alley. Okay? This is you. Most of y'all have even seen it. Okay? When that happened, and they kept doing it all day, they did it for several days, and not one time did anyone try to stop that man. That little black boy, I mean, every case, there was groups of white men walking down the street, husband and wife with their kid, uh, several white women, groups of them, and many of them would even look and then look straight ahead and keep walking. This was broad daylight. They'd always do it around lunchtime to catch a good amount of them where they could actually stop an abduction or call the police. At least, if you don't want to physically get involved, you call the police and say, hey, I seen something that didn't look right. And you start identifying where this man is going as best you can. Stand in safe distance if you can, but boy, you got the police rolling now. It's actual abduction of a child. Not one of those white people. So what I had told someone, I said, this wasn't an experiment to show pretty much about white people. It was to show other pedophiles, man, you guys got it made. You could do this. Okay. Because right now, if you say, like, 55,000 black kids went missing in 2023, all right, and there's 365 days in a year, how many think they popping off a day? 100? I'd say it's close to 100. More than 100, actually. Okay. In my simple math, 100 times 365 is 36,000. And I said 55,000. So you got about 130 a day being taken off the streets for nefarious reasons. Because these people, they see they're in, and they're into this, whatever they do to children. And they're all into it. Because when you watching the talk show, like, what is that? Colbert or one of them, and they're sitting there talking to the entertainer, and the entertainer's telling him, "Oh, I love pizza." What the fuck you talking about pizza for? You talking to somebody who's just made a movie, they want to promote their movie, and he wants to sit up and talk to them. All this is happening. And then they're telling him out of the clear blue about a pizza party or this actress or entertainer they hang out with loves to have them over for pizza. That's where that Pizzagate shit came from. It sucked people down the rabbit hole without really giving them the full gist of it. Okay. Which caused that man to go in there. That man could have killed everybody in that damn pizzeria. Okay. Um, most politicians, it's in DC, but most politicians don't even go to that restaurant. That's not where they hang out. They're over there in that Georgetown. So to sit up and send people down these rabbit holes is very dangerous. But what I tell you is factual stuff. Okay. And don't get sidetracked. When somebody's telling you that children are being endangered in the United States, that they're being abducted and they're being used for nefarious reasons and organ harvesting. And I have a way to bring all that out. You guys, do you know? You take my liver, I give my liver to somebody. You take my liver, my DNA liver is going to be inside your body. Okay? That liver never loses its DNA. So these people receiving all these organs, You take the DNA on that organ, and I guarantee it'll trace back to somebody who's been, as they like to say, unalived, killed. These children get their DNA out there because we know that there's some harvesting going on, and all you got to do, that son bitch sitting up there with a heart, you take DNA off that heart, they find out that it's little Susie from Kenosha, Wisconsin. How in the fuck you get her, and she's been missing for 10 years, dude? How you get her heart? See, now they got a problem. And that's why they're doing all this fogging and shit. And that's why you got all these black folks so distracted because they can bring our kids home or find out what happened to them because their DNA is on this earth, walking around inside of somebody's body. So when somebody say they got a transplant, they got to give up the DNA for that organ that they received because it's on file. Didn't know that, did you? Doctors cannot put an organ inside somebody's body without matching up the blood of that person and everything else. And so they file essentially that DNA, but it's only filed within the medical in the hospital. So you could demand it. Okay. You come back later. I don't care if it's 30 years later. You got a transplant. Where's his medical records? We need to see it because, see, doctors have to cover their ass. Yes, I gave a transplant. Here's the organ I transplanted. And that organ is in no papers and files. So you guys stand with me here and let's be advocates for children unapologetically. Don't be doing it because you don't like the Republicans and you want to use this to bring down some Republican politician because you overlook the Democratic politician when you do that. And you overlook the ice cream man, and you overlook everybody else just to get that person that you don't like. Don't work that way. If you're going to advocate for children, goddamn, you better do it. Okay? And you see videos like mine, you promote it. You say, hey, you know, I don't know where this guy coming from, but he ain't lying. You need to be more active. Okay? I don't call professions anything like people running around and police officers got a bad name for being wife beaters. Yeah, they are. They're number one on the list when it comes to professions. But them ain't the only damn ones running around here beating their wives. Okay. Latinos, boy, they go at it. Okay. So let's not put labels on people who have already labels. Let's expose them, their label, not their profession, their religion, their political stance. Those things are irrelevant when it comes to crime and injustice. Listen, I love you. I'm Nathan Robinson. I'm back quiet.